first video that you're going to be watching, I'll put a link below, is at Lincoln Center. It's a big concert hall where they play music. It says it's an orchestra. It's not quite an orchestra like you might think of, with violins and cellos and a conductor. It's actually a jazz orchestra. They call it an orchestra, but it's saxophones, trumpets, trombones, a piano, and a drummer. You might see some other instruments here and there, but those are the main instruments that you'll see in a jazz orchestra or a jazz band. So go ahead and pull up that video below and just start watching the first little bit. So right away, we hear what part? Starts with the P, progression, right? The chord progression and the rhythmic progression that's going. Notice what instruments are playing the progression, and notice what all the other musicians who are not playing, what they're doing. They're still keeping the rhythm, but they're keeping it with their hands, right? Go back and watch the video one more time. You can skip ahead a little bit and figure out which instrument improvises first. You'll see one instrument specifically that the camera focuses on, and you can tell they're playing something very different than what the other instruments are playing. Once you've figured that out, keep watching, see what the second instrument that improvises is. After that, there's a third instrument. It's a little unexpected. You wouldn't think of that instrument to improv, but it does. See if you can figure out all three instruments. At the end of the video, they all stand up. They get recognized. So watch, and at the end, check and see if you were right. Notice what the other instruments and other musicians are doing when they're not improvising. Are they playing the progression? Are they resting? Maybe they don't play while the improvs are going. Are they watching the musicians? Are they looking at their music? Are they studying their part? Notice what they're doing when they're not improvising. Every musician plays an important role in that piece, whether they're playing at that moment or whether they're resting at that moment. So take one more watch through that video and just notice everything that's going on through that piece of music. It's a really great piece. Next up is a video by Ella Fitzgerald. She was a jazz singer. She was a fantastic jazz singer at that. She could improvise using her voice, and it was amazing. Just watch that video for your enjoyment. There's no questions to go along with it. Just get some ideas from her improvisations. It's really neat to see someone improvise using their voice. You have to have such good control over your voice in order to make all these interesting sounds and melodies without an instrument, just by singing. Alright, after you've done that, have a wonderful week. Hope you're making good progress on your schoolwork. I hope everyone's happy, healthy, staying at home, washing their hands. So I will see you guys next week.